Hello everyone and welcome to Skills Training. I'm sorry it's 7:31. I'm 1 minute late. I was running in here from getting my phone charged because it's been a wild day. I've been all over, a wild goose chase with getting Avalon lab work and trying to figure out where they have pediatric vials that I could get her lab work but not too much blood being drawn, and little homegirl is rashed up, let me tell you. But and it's one thing to go through something. It's a whole other thing when your kid's going through something, right? So I'm really excited because we just had this totally amazing situation today where I ended up going down to Children's Mercy, which is the children's hospital in our area, and they couldn't do it because the paperwork had not been signed by the doctor who originally submitted the lab work. So I ended up having to go pick up a fan that I bought at an auction, and I saw a lady that had a Quest Diagnostics suit on. And I said, "Do you work at Quest Diagnostics?" She told me about the one place in Kansas City, in Belton, that they have pediatric vials that I'm going to be able to get her lab work done for $40 versus $400 tomorrow. So super grateful. It all worked out, but all that to say, I was a minute late because of the crazy day. So if you will, send Avalon, my almost 2-year-old, some love tomorrow as she's going to get her blood drawn for the first time, and just pray for us to have some answers, because it is definitely something that I'm looking forward to, is getting these answers. All right. So tonight is the start of an 8-week series, and I want to kind of set the stage here. Hey, Brenda. So we're live in OQ Brand Partners. This is the first time that we've gone live on Facebook, that I've gone live on Facebook for skills training in quite some time. And so there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period. So if there's someone that is usually on skills training on Zoom from your team, go ahead and tag them in the comments and make sure they know about this. If you want to click the little share button, hey Ashton, and send over to your rank chat or just your little, wherever you find community, go ahead and do that, because we're going to build this. Our goal is that through the busiest time of year, which I guess was like the last few months, but the busiest time of year, we can still make this a priority even if people can't get on Zoom, and make it easier for the replay. So skills training originally, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, was designed to fill in the gaps between the skills that we have, that we were maybe born with, or things we're naturally good at, and the things that are necessary in order to grow this business. And so just like learning how to ride a bike is a set of skills, right? You learn how to balance, you learn how to pedal at the same time, you learn how to navigate what's coming ahead, you learn how to turn. All of that is a set of skills. It's the same way with network marketing. There's a set of skills, most commonly broken down by 7 skills, which is in the book called Go Pro by Eric Worre. This is what our team adopts. Now, this book was written in 2001. So some of the ways that these concepts are brought out is a little bit outdated. For example, social media is in an extremely different place today than it was 20 years ago. Maybe it was 2011. Either way, social media 10 years ago was very different. So there are a few ways that we modify to teach these concepts, but the 7 skills remain the same. And these skills were really pivotal for me when I first got started in this business. Here's why. Because I watched my parents grow this network marketing business in a company I didn't necessarily align with. They were selling protein shakes, and they were doing great, and they were having great success, and they were transforming as individuals. And I remember seeing the Young Living income disclosure. So if you've never seen it, it's at youngliving.com/IDS. And if you look at it, you're going to see numbers like silver, you're making average silvers are making $1,500 a month. Average golds are making $3,000 a month. Average platinums are making $7,000 a month. Something like that. You know, those are low numbers. It's actually more like 5,000, 12,000. Average diamonds, I think, are making like $25,000 a month, etc. So you look at these numbers, you go all the way down to Royal Crown Diamond. You're seeing the average Royal Crown Diamond is making 1.5 million OGV, or sorry, $1.3 million a year with 1.5 million OGV every month. And you're like, oh my gosh, this business has so much potential that I want to do it. Then that's where usually most people see that income disclosure statement, and that is a moment for them where they realize what's possible. And I don't know about you, but I knew going into this business that I was nowhere near at the level of influence that I needed to be able to hit that Royal Crown Diamond. Heck, I wasn't even hardly at the level of influence that I could hit silver. I was like, do I have 100 people I could enroll today? No. So I'm not at that influence level. So I knew that there was going to be things that I needed to learn along the way in order to rank up. And so what I did back then, way a long time ago, 7-8 years ago now, is my dad sent me an audio of this book called Go Pro from Eric Worre. And I turned it on audio and I listened to it. And I remember thinking, is it really just 7 skills? If I could really master these 7 skills, could I really be a network marketing professional? And could I really make money with this? And I remember looking at my friends who were going to college at the time, and they're going thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into debt, into a profession that likely, statistically, they wouldn't even be in the next 10 years. Because people who were graduating with degrees were not going into the same field that they studied for. And I just thought, what if I treated this business like my college degree? What if for just 4 years, I went all out on these 7 skills and gave it all I had in these 7 skills? When I bumped up against a moment where I was like, oh gosh, this is terrifying. I don't know how to do this. What if instead of just seeing it as like my passion, what if I just saw it as my career and I just saw it as a skill that I needed to learn? You guys, that right there was the beginning of everything for me. So these next 7 weeks, starting next week, we're going to be starting with the skills. Tonight is about the groundwork. Tonight is about laying the foundation for what those skills are and why network marketing is a better profession, why Young Living is a better company, and why we're all here, why we picked this industry, why we picked this company. So here are a few housekeeping items, and let's go ahead and do a giveaway. So if you tagged a friend, you're entered to win patchouli, and patchouli oil, if you haven't used it yet, is great for emotions. It's great for focus. It's great for smelling like a hippie if you like that. So if you tagged a friend, you're going to get entered for this patchouli. And then if you comment tonight here live on this video, you're getting entered to win Vetiver, which Vetiver is like renowned for ADHD, all the things that kids struggle with in the school year starting up with focus and all that kind of stuff. So Vetiver is a really valuable oil. Probably somebody knows, but I bet it's over $70, this little bottle right here. So if you comment tonight, you're gonna get automatically entered to this. And if you tag a friend, you're gonna get entered to win the patchouli. And I'm just gonna be like scrolling the comments and picking someone because, who has time to enter names into a wheel. So every video for the next 8 weeks in the description, either while I start or afterwards in this case, is going to have a Google form. And that's going to be the same Google form every single week. So if you have it saved on your phone, it's the same one. And it's just going to say, did you watch the video? Yes, for week 1, yes or no. Did you do the homework for week 1? Yes or no. So it's just going to be very simple. And then when we do week 2 will open up. So did you watch the video for week 2? Did you do the homework for week 2? That's how we're going to keep track, because at the end of this skills training series, we are going to send out certificates that certify you as a OQ brand partner skills training master. So once you complete this 8-week series, you have a certificate that you can frame, put in your office, put in your place that you work, even just, take a picture with it and talk about it on social media, give you an opportunity to talk about your business if nothing else. So let me just remind you, every single video in the description, either at the beginning or the end, like I said, tonight I'll have to update it, will be the same Google form, and that's how you will claim your certificate at the very end. So make sure you put in your calendar that you've got, week 1 is at this time. It's always a Monday night, always at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain. All right, so that's gonna help me stay organized. All right, so this is week 1. Get your pen and paper. This is why network marketing isn't perfect, but it's a better way. All right, so I'm going to need some participation from you though. So have your hands on your keyboard if you're watching on your computer, or ready to type if you're on your phone, because I need a little bit of interaction. I want you to comment 1 or 2 things that if you could just throw out at me, what is your absolute perfect job? Like the perfect job, what is it? What elements are in that perfect job? Is it that you have no boss? And I'm going to read the comments through as they start coming in. Of course, we know there's a little bit of a delay, but I'll tell you, for me, a few things are, number 1, I can take my daughter to get her lab drawn on a Monday if I have to, right? Like I don't have to show up to anybody anytime. I can work later if I want to. I want to work on my own schedule. So what is it for you, that perfect job? Like if you could design any career, maybe it's that I really want to genuinely be lit up about it. I want to be passionate about it. I want to have I want to be so excited to work every single day. All right, Amy. Woo! Amy says time flexibility. Yes, exactly. Discretionary time, flexible work schedule. You guys, we are all on the same vibe right here. No boss, tons of free time, and family time, and no debt. That is key, Caitlin. Thank you for saying that. No debt. Flexibility on when I get it done, time flexibility, to be my own boss. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Something rewarding. Perfect. Yes, something meaningful. Love the freedom, but I seriously still would have loved FBI agent. Awesome. Okay, so what about the FBI agent, Jen? It makes it be amazing for you. Like, what about the FBI agent is like, that's the thing for me. My own boss, time to spend time with family, nobody between me and the objective. Exactly. Unlimited income potential, flexibility, work from home, and residual income. Yes, residual. I love that. Okay, helping new moms become a mom with pregnancy, health, breastfeeding. Love it. Health and heart-centered. Okay, flexibility. You guys, we're all on the same wavelength, so I'm going to keep going on this. Now I'm going to break up potential jobs into 5 different categories, okay? The first one is blue collar. Blue collar, as you know, is typically manual labor, and it's typically physical labor. And can this be a perfect career? There is something extremely rewarding about getting the job done, being involved with your hands, getting it done. But when it comes to time flexibility and being, on your own and having your own schedule, it doesn't match what we want for a perfect career. Doesn't mean it's bad, and it's needed and it's necessary, but it doesn't match what we just decided is a perfect career, right? Okay, justice. I love that, Jen. That's awesome. Very cool. All right, so the second type of job that we have is white collar. That's a professional managerial job. That's a usually admin work. The difference between blue collar and white collar is typically there is an office or a cubicle or somewhere that white collar workers are going to work. And the thing about white collar workers is that a lot of times in the past, before 2020, white collar workers really felt like they were very safe in their job. They felt like they were going to be like at that job for a long time. It was like a safe working environment. And what happens, the downside of the white collar job is that when someone is an achiever and they are in that role, a lot of times the superior, the manager, the person that's in charge becomes threatened by that achiever. And so for the achiever to be able to feel safe in their job, they have to shrink back, make sure they don't talk too loud in meetings, just get their work done, show up at 9, leave at 5, and they're good to go. And it almost suppresses this human desire to like go out and make life amazing and do something awesome and be creative, because it's like, just focus on your own task, stay in your own cubicle, eat your own lunch, just kind of do your own thing. All right, the third way, which is a little bit closer to what we're talking about tonight, is sales. And this is where people typically want to get away from an employee mindset, and instead they want to do something where they can go out and create their own income. Now, the problem with this is oftentimes after a while, they get their sales going. They're, doing great. A lot of times then, if they're doing great, the company will say, okay, instead of like this area, you actually just get this area. Or instead of this commission structure, you're just going to get this commission structure. The other thing about just general sales that does not fit our criteria for a perfect job is that they have to start over at 0 every single day. Like Caitlin said, I think it was Caitlin said residual income, or no, I think it was Nicole said residual income. There is no residual with traditional sales. Like if you sell a house, my sister-in-law is an amazing realtor. When she sells a house, she gets a chunk of money, and that's that. Maybe in the future, that same family will then move again and she'll have a repeat customer, but she gets paid per exact transaction. And that's a lot of times what sales is. Our friend Dilbert, who works with Spectrum, he goes and he sells 30 units of internet access every single month. His goal is 30. He walks around town. He hits all these locations, all these businesses. He talks to them about internet services. He gets paid per transaction. The bummer with that, it doesn't fit our perfect job description. Hey, Rebecca, as we discussed before, is that they start over. There's no residual. All right, so that's the third way. The fourth type of business is a traditional business owner. This is where they want to be an entrepreneur. So sometimes they're going to do a franchise, or sometimes they're going to create their own business. They're typically going to use their entire life savings to get this thing off the ground. They will most likely, statistically, take on new debt to start this thing. And then they could potentially even get, their families and friends investing in what they're doing. More debt with social collateral, sacrificed, if you could say that. They've got, on top of that, leases and agreements and employees and things that are just, it's a really, really big bite to take off. They also do, at the beginning, have to be there for everything. They have to be there to print the receipts. They have to be there to file the receipts. They have to be there to open the shop. They have to be there to close the shop. So there's this huge upfront investment. And at the end of the day, the business typically owns them. So instead of having this freedom that they dream of this amazing life where they're ready to, have their own business, they're like, dang it, I saw a post the other day of a friend of mine who owns a salon, and the AC went out in her salon. It was the same day she just decided to start taking Saturdays off so she could see her son play baseball. Well, guess what? Instead of going to play baseball, she had to go fix the air conditioning at the salon. She said being a business owner, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Make sure you check on your business owner friends. And I just thought to myself, dang it, that is really rough. I don't like that for her. The other thing about this traditional business, excuse me, is that most traditional businesses on paper fail. And so it's like they're taking this huge risk with all the money and all the investment, hoping that it's going to pay them back. And sometimes, and most of the time, it doesn't. All right, the fifth type of job, or the fifth category that we're going to talk about is investor. And these are people that make investments. And so to make investments, what do you need? You need money. And so to make investments that are actually going to have a high ROI, return on investment, that you could actually live on, you have to have a substantial amount of money to get started. And the problem is most people don't have a lot of money when they get started. And that's the problem, is they're like, well, I would be an investor if I had money, but I don't have money, so I can't be an investor. And it's like this cycle. So a lot of people think I would do the stock market. The problem is most people, even just like in every other business, most people in the stock market are not successful. You have to study it and be a professional in order to make money at being an investor in the stock market. So here's the thing. Here's what we know after looking at all of the different careers, including network marketing. What we're going to talk about tonight is the perfect career does not exist. It absolutely does not exist. There's always going to be moments in whatever you're doing that you look around and go, oh yeah, that I wouldn't pick that. I wouldn't pick a shipping issue. I wouldn't pick, if for my friend who's the salon where the air conditioner went out, gosh, I wouldn't pick that. That's a bummer. But we can look at how can we have better problems? What problems would we like to have if we got to pick our problems? So most of our problems, as Brandon says, is that we don't want problems. And so we try to avoid all of our problems and realize, oh, actually problems are inevitable. It's the kind of problems that we're going to have. And so when you're thinking about a perfect career, it's good to think about that. Now, a few years ago, I don't know, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, the typical structure of how you would end up in your career was the 40-40-40 plan. And this is what we probably all heard. Unless there are people watching this that are younger than me, I'm 29, likely this is the way you were raised. If I go 40-40-40, it means I'm going to go for 40 years, 40 hours a week, and I'm going to do it for a long time, then I'm going to retire on 40% of what I was living on. And a lot of times what people realize is with the cost of, with inflation and with job changes and things go differently than planned, a lot of times 40% of what they did live on is not enough to live for the rest of their life. So then they're looking at other options, and people are working way later than they thought they were going to need to because they're trying to just make ends meet. And so what you see in the last 15 years, what you see in the last 10 years is our entire economy is shifting over to what's called a gig economy, or also known as a performance economy. So companies that used to say, hey, if you do this job for $60,000 are now saying, hey, we're going to give you a $20,000 base, and then we're going to give you this percentage on any sale that you get. And they're going to make it so that the cap that they could ever make is $60,000. The reason they do this is because it's so much easier to drive performance in people if money's on the line. So if people are thinking, all right, performance is where it's at anyway, they start looking for other options that they could actually make unlimited income, not just 60,000. You know what I mean? That's why the network marketing model is so appealing to so many people. So you could look at through the last, and I said the last 10 years, well, let's even go the last 20 years. We look at so many things have become automated. And this is why personal influence has to be a pillar of what you're going to do. So many things have become automated. If you go to Target now, there's probably one aisle that's actually open to check out, and the rest you have to go through your personal, you have to scan, you have to be your own cashier, because they've figured out how to make robots do this job. Same thing with a call center. I was on the phone with so many insurance, in doctor's offices and everything today, and press 1 if you want this, press 3 if you want this. That used to be an operator. That job is no longer there. So Blockbuster, look at Blockbuster and Netflix. Things are evolving and becoming way more performance-based and way more personal influence-based and performance-based is the best way to say it. So network marketing, without a doubt, is the absolute best way to not just survive, but to thrive in a performance economy. Because with network marketing, it's the closest job to our preferred job. But here, it's the affiliate marketing, but network marketing is even better. I do want to touch on this, even though I have 8 minutes. Holy cow, how did this go so fast? Affiliate marketing says, hey, Amazon, hey, influencer over here, we're going to give you a special link, and if people click it, we're going to give you 0.1% of all the earnings. So it's like, okay, great. If I find a pizza oven I absolutely love and it's worth $1,000, I'm going to make $10 on that if one person buys it. The problem, and it's not a problem, it's great extra money if you're going to be throwing links up on, Insta story anyway, and you have hundreds of thousands of followers, which most of us don't. It's great to have that little extra thing, but you can't live on that. What Young Living says is, hey, and network marketing companies say, hey, not only are we going to pay you 10% if you sell that pizza oven or that essential oil, we're not only just going to pay you that 10%, we're also going to pay you every time that person makes a purchase in the future. And in addition to that, if you recruit, hopefully you're not triggered by the word recruit, if you encourage people to have a business like you do, you could actually get a benefit, a bonus for enrolling them into your team. Thank you for growing our business. Thank you for investing in our company. Now that you did this, we made more money. So Young Living and network marketing companies are basically allocating their marketing money. Instead of paying Walmart to distribute it and market it and ship it around and go in their trucks from place to place, they're paying people like me and you to sit across the coffee table with other people who are going through the same thing we used to go through, that used to have hormone problems, that used to have menopause problems, that used to have headaches, that have skin conditions, that want non-toxic home, that want all that. Young Living and network marketing companies like them are paying individuals to have those conversations and be the networker and build the business essentially. And they said, hey, we'll take care of all the hassle stuff. We know how to produce the product. We know how to ship it. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to deal with any of the customer service. You don't have to do any of the stuff that would require a massive investment of $60,000 plus to do this. And with essential oils, we know it'd be millions of dollars to be able to produce the quality of essential oils that our company gives us. Instead, you just do this job and we'll do this job. And to me, someone who absolutely loves talking to people, when I heard that that could be a business, I thought, you've got to be kidding me. Like, getting in front of people and talking about these oils is a business. They're paying me just for that job. Okay, heck yeah, I'm in. So it has all of the benefits of the traditional business owner with essentially none of the risk. If you were to make no money in network marketing, like you made no money from Young Living at all, like zero, you walked away with quality products that likely changed your life. and now a $30 business essential kit, $30, that's what you're out. Now, the problem is that most people, because they see it's $30, they treat it like a hobby and not a business. So here's the catch. Most people don't take this business seriously. And the reason why is because the risk of failure is actually super big. We don't talk about it because it's not a financial risk of failure. The risk of being seen from our social circles as subpar, as ignorant, as dumb, as a failure, all of that are things that we have to deal with as network marketers. We have to walk out into the world and say, here I am, I'm selling essential oils. And we have to expect that there are going to be people that'll roll their eyes and say, oh, one of those things. And here's the thing. The reason they might think less of you has nothing to do with you and has everything to do with the fact that they don't understand this industry. They think about things like, they're thinking network marketing, pyramid scheme. And the reason why Young Living is not a pyramid scheme is because pyramid is shaped like this. And that would mean that a technical pyramid scheme is that there's no product actually being sold. Like you order a product and it never arrives, and someone sold it to you and it never came. There's no customer service and there's no one trying to make it right. That would be a pyramid scheme. Every business in the entire world is shaped like this. There's someone at the top, there's a CEO, then there's somebody like, upper level executive leaders, then there's like your main workforce, and then there's the lower level people who get paid the least amount and they're doing the white collar work, right? So my question to you is, where do you want to be on that pyramid? Because if it's left up to traditional business, you have to be promoted within that pyramid. I'm going to say the triangle because pyramid is triggering for people, but where do you want to be? Do you want to be in control of how much money you make? Do you want to be in control of how much influence you have? And if you do, this business is perfect for you because no one can tell you, hey, since you're a woman, you're going to get paid 86 cents to the dollar what your buddy over there, that's the same age, same everything, but he's a man, is making. Call me triggered, whatever. I don't know, but I like the idea of whatever I produce is what I make. Bottom line, nobody's coming checking me out. No one's checking my uniform. No one's checking anything like that. It's like, you sell oils, you get money. Your team sells oils, you get money. Bottom line. And guess what? I make more money than my sponsor. So it's not necessarily who gets in earlier. It's how you're structured and how well you do in this business. Okay. So we have 2 minutes. Good grief. I wish I'd have started a little faster. There are ways to this business as a professional. The first way is to take this business seriously. Ownership is the best thing you can do for yourself. If you have an upline that you're relying on for everything, call them up tonight and say, thank you for everything you've done. From this moment on, my business is mine. I'm going to come to you when I need some support or when I need some mindset or whatever, but I take it upon myself. I'm going to seek that on YouTube. I'm going to look at that as if it's my own problem. My team, my responsibility. My customers, my responsibility. Whatever it is, take that level of ownership and then commit to being a professional. And that's what we're going to do in the next 8 weeks, starting tonight, the next 7 weeks, is we are going to become professional network marketers. And what that means is we learn and master the skills. It takes about 10,000 hours to become a pro, as what Malcolm says in his book. I don't remember the book, but 10,000 hours to become a pro. So that's going to be about 7 years in network marketing. Are you willing to work this business for 7 years? Are you willing to give it all you've got for 7 years? With the potential that at the end of this, you actually come out making residual income, whether that's $2,000, $4,000, $10,000. I've never had someone ever in my team in 8 years come into this business and work head down, legit work their business. I'm not talking about just showing up on calls. I'm talking about actually teaching, educating with the goal of educating and understanding, getting prospects in front of essential oils, doing it all out. I've never had anybody do it for 4 years and not hit silver, ever. And I don't think you'll be the exception either. So are you willing to do this? And if you are, then I want you to say yes in the comments. I'm in it for 7 years. I'm here to play the game. I'm here to get good at the game. All right. 2 things that I need to do. I really wanted to go into 2 things. Actually, I started technically at 7:32. So I'm going to go 2 more minutes. Number 1, I explained a pyramid scheme. Number 2, market is saturated. That's the next thing that typically is the biggest fear for people. Is the market saturated? I'm just going to tell you this right now. There are 6 million Young Living global members. Global. We're open in a lot of markets around the world. There's 6 million global markets. There are 7.7 billion, I have to look at my notes, 7.7 billion people in the world. So if in Kansas City alone, there's 6 million people, and that's how many people are in Young Living, do you see the opportunity here? Now, are they buying essential oils from other companies? Potentially so. Are other people using other natural products? Potentially so. But we know that we have a really good thing here at Young Living. We have the highest quality oils. I will stand on that rooftop and preach that all the day long. I've been to the farms. I have seen how these farm managers treat it. You won't find anything close to this on the shelves of TJ Maxx or anywhere else. Okay, so here we go. This is the giveaway time. I'm gonna pick a winner for patchouli, pick a winner for vetiver. I'm gonna update the description of this video right after this with the Google form to say week 1 I attended, and here's your homework. Are you ready? Here's your homework. I want you to formulate your own opinion about what it looks like to be a network marketing professional. So what does it look like for you to be a network marketing professional, and put it in the chat of this video, okay? Okay, let's do a giveaway. Here we go. I'm gonna close my eyes, click on someone. All right, Amy Gregory, you just won a bottle of patchouli. Congratulations. There you go. And Amy Gregory, I clicked you again. Shayna King, you just won yourself a bottle of vetiver. Almost said Valender. That's not an oil. Vetiver, not lavender. Vetiver. All right. All right. Have a great week. We'll see you here next week, and invite a friend. Okay? Bye-bye.